when I was at the tow company, we were only towing cars, not trucks. And the other police department tower was Ewing, and they had a heavy division and a light division. And so we decided to try to get into the heavy towing, and Dean knew all about trucks. And he's just a real smart guy, and he had been hauling stuff for the shredder. And so Vern knew that he was good at getting stuff done, and he had a crew and stuff. And so we went and bought custom towing, and we bought just the heavy part of custom towing and not the name. So we got their trucks and painted them to put their names on our fleet, and eventually painted them to match our fleet. And Dean ran the heavy part, and he was very successful. It's hard to make money doing heavy stuff, but he was very practical, and use. And he charged just a little bit more than everybody else, and still got lots of business. But we also did heavy hauls, 9-axle work. We had 2 9-axle trailers and a 16 tire. You see these oversized loads going down the road, and they have a pilot car in front and one in the back. We had all that stuff. We had a big truck where we do that. And one of his friends drove it. He drove a big truck. The thing is like 150 feet long, and he drove it like it was a tinker toy. He just knew what was going on all the time. Where all the tires were, you turn, and this turn, and this turn, and this turn. And some of them turn the opposite way you're going. They're called steerable 9-axles. When you say 9-axle, you mean the truck. There's usually 3 axles on a regular truck has 2 axles on the back, and a steer axle, it's a 3-axle truck. A 4-axle truck has an extra one. So you usually have a 4-axle, then you have what they call a Jeep. And it's a lever that goes on the 5th wheel plate over to 8 other tires, another set of duals. And it presses down, and then there's another one pressing on that one until when you count all the axles, there's 9 axles going all the way back. Then you have a platform that you put the heavy thing on. And then in the back, you have 2 more Jeeps, or you put 3 Jeeps. So you can make as many Jeeps as you want. But we had 9 axles. And we had one older 9-axle one that was not steerable. And then the one that we had was steerable and would go the opposite way, so you could go around the corner better. And then I got out of that, and we were going to start our own tow company, and that was pretty hard, trying to get all that going and doing things for a few years. And then I went to work for another guy, and I, in spite of the fact that I doubled his revenue the first year and doubled that again the second year. At the end of the second year, when I first went to work for him, he said, "Come work for him." I said, "No, I'm not going to work for less than X dollars." And he says, "No, I need you to come work for it. That's okay." I said, "Okay, I don't think your business is big enough to handle my salary." And so the first we doubled it. The second year we doubled that again. So we were going 4 times as much as he was going before I went there. And he came and he made peace with his son. He's going to put his son back in. And he said, "Yeah, you're right. You don't make enough money for you. Just got to let you go." So I said, "Okay, see you later." And I went to work for another tow company and stuff. And it was kind of hit or miss. And then when I went to work driving a truck, I'd always kind of liked to drive a truck. I was a hobby trucking. I always had a truck. And when I had a chance on the weekend or something, I was so busy at the tow company. And I started to have more chances that I would get in the truck, and I liked driving the truck. So I got my own truck and started driving it. And I didn't have to worry about what time employees came to work. I didn't have to worry about whether they took drugs. I didn't have to worry about whether they were working, whether they were rude to people. I only had to worry about one, me, and where that load was going. And so it was very calming, very nice. And And a lot of the time you're in a truck, you're just sitting there, you're thinking about stuff, driving along, things going through your mind. So as far as my favorite, I liked everything I did.